2006, I became a fireman in Rockdale County. 2009, bills started piling up. 2010, I was headed for a divorce. From the divorce, I obtained a lot of debt, a lot of bills. I had some buddies that were trying to help me out with the bills, and he told me, he says, "Have you tried tithing?" I said, "Every dime of my money is accounted for and is taken most of the time before I ever get it." And he says, "Well," he says, I understand that." He says, "But have you considered tithing?" And I said, "You know, no, I have not." So he said, "Don't try to go for the gusto." He said, "Just start with your net." So I did, and slowly but surely the bill started being paid, and the debt started going away. And then he came back and said, "Hey, you know, you're doing well." He said, "God's blessed you with this." He said, "Try 10% of your gross." And I did, and it works. There's no other way to say that it works. My cup truly was overflowing. But I do know that giving part was helping me to set my path the way it needed to be and align myself with God. I knew that if something went wrong, I still was not going to be able to pay for a truck or buy another truck. So I was trying my best to limp it along. Well, transmission went out. All I can say is when the transmission went out, God and I had a discussion. It was a rather loud one on my part. He was kind of silent. At the end of that discussion, I was telling him, I was asking him, what is it you want me to do? You wanted me out of debt, and now you're telling me that you need me to get back into it. What is it that you want me to do? And I would say within hours of having that conversation, a buddy of mine from the fire department called up and said, "Hey, you know, what's wrong?" And I told him everything that was going on, and he said, "Well, I have a truck you can have." And I couldn't believe it. God showed up, showed out. Well, the next day, that happened on a Saturday, and the next day we went to church. I went to church with my parents, with the kids there, and the pastor told a story very similar to mine throughout the service. My daughter turns around and says, "Dad, that's exactly the way it's happened with you." And you know what? That's the blessing that not only I got out of it, but my daughter got out of it as well. And she knows God's real. My name is Frady, and because of Jesus Christ, I will never be the same.